Add friend. So we're not friends yet.
I'll
Let's see.
add you as friend. There we go. Really quick. So I'll start the intro, make sure everything's working with the tech. Welcome to our special Hurricane Helene outreach and coherence meditation stream. This is our 8 a.m. session, blah, 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 all this stuff. And tell me if this is too long or anything, but essentially what I have on that Helene page, Seth, Hurricane, in case anybody is not familiar with it, Hurricane Helene made landfall on September 26, 2024, devastating, blah, 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 that longer paragraph. And then as recovery efforts continue, there's an urgent need for assistance. Keep in touch over the QR code, the main Helene page. There's the form there. And then thanks for everyone. Thank you for all amazing beings here, blah, blah, blah. And then for the meditation, I actually have that audio. Remember that EE audio, Seth?
Yeah.
I'll actually post that on there. And it's going to be a couple minutes, like maybe 5-minute intro here. And then I'll hand it off. Troy, do you want to say a couple words prior to Seth?
It's not important. It's not important, but
Okay.
if it's open, then I can say something. But
absolutely, man.
It's
really
not important.
Okay, really quick on that main Helene page that we have listed. That also has a link over to your Facebook page. I put a button on there. Okay. So anyway, guys, let's see. Get comfortable, relax, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll hand it over to you guys. Button also has a link to your and those pictures, Seth, of some of the damages. My thing is, once you start, I'll probably just share my screen and we'll just step through some of the pictures, in case anybody hasn't seen some of them. And just comment on some of the pictures, and then you do your thing, and we'll go in coherence meditation.
Yeah, we'll go into the meditation pretty quick. I think, as we know from the past, people want to get into it, so we will.
I don't know. Right on, man.
Perfect.
Cool. Let me verify that this is. Oh, we're 1 minute past. I got to get online. Yes, and we are live over on your. Okay. Oh, I forgot to spot you, guys. Oh, how do I find you here? Here we go. Seth. Spotlight. Add spotlight and add spotlight. Okay, and then I'm going to do that. Admit all. Got 48 people so far. Okay. Should we give it a minute or two? Let some more people come in?
I'm posting it on my Facebook as well.
Oh, right on. Cool. Good morning, everyone. We are making sure all the technical geeky stuff works here before we begin. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I think we are live over there, and we're good. Live there. We're awesome. We're all connected. Amazing with this technology.
Yeah.
Okay. And meanwhile, I look like a Mandalorian here because I haven't had my other headset arrive or anything yet. And I'm testing out this amazing microphone that I've had for the past year, and I use sporadically. So all right, guys. Well, thank you everyone for attending. This is a special coherence meditation that we've literally just arranged in the past couple days, so it's a little bit impromptu. Thank you for all the amazing people that have joined us here. This is a special Hurricane Helene outreach and coherence meditation stream. This is a little bit aside from what we normally do. We do coherence meditations every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. I'm in Phoenix, and Seth is over in Maine, and I just found out Troy's right over here in Phoenix as well. So awesome. Small world. So we also have another one of these coherence meditations later today at 3 p.m. Pacific and 6 p.m. Eastern time as well. So if you are interested in that, I'll have some links very shortly here in this intro. We are restreaming over to YouTube and Facebook. but our live is over here held on Zoom. So if you do have the ability, by all means, we do encourage you to join us over here in Zoom. It doesn't mean you need to share your video or anything. We can do that. We have myself, Seth, and Troy right now. So if you joined our Zoom and by chance we are at capacity in either this session or later today or any of our sessions, you will be redirected over to our main YouTube channel over at Seth's channel. And that will be the live stream over there where we are restreaming to. Slight delay, maybe 15 seconds or so. Any chat messages that I receive over on Facebook, maybe with questions or YouTube, I will be able to see those. So if you do have any comments, thoughts, questions, feel free to post those. And while you're over there, feel free to check out any other recordings from our previous coherence meditations. Definitely subscribe, like, and share to anybody that you may seem can benefit from any of these. We've been building those recordings for the past 1.5 years since we started, and mostly from our weekly Tuesday live streams. So like I said, this session here today is all about Hurricane Helene. And for anyone that has been living under a rock, let me just kind of give a little snippet of what I've researched out on, well, I've gathered for a little more of an intro and research on some articles and stuff. So Hurricane Helene made its landfall over or on September 26th, 2024, devastating the southeastern United States of America, particularly North Carolina, although it did go through Florida, Tennessee, so on and so forth. We'll have a photo on that in just a second. According to the mainstream media, last one I read on October 4th, the storm has claimed at least 219 lives and counting, with more hundreds still missing and thousands displaced. The destruction is widespread. Severe flooding, washed out roads, destroyed homes and infrastructure. As recovery efforts continue, there's an urgent need for assistance. Please keep in touch with us. Let me actually post that QR code here. So not that one. Sorry, guys. This one right here. So this is our main Helene page with some links on there. We also have a form down there. So keep in touch where you can join that link, where you can actually join our email list. And you can provide any kind of comments, maybe some ideas for outreach to help any victims for the Hurricane Helene devastation. If you want to share any additional information, like I said, just to help those affected, you can send a message using that form. We'll be able to then disseminate that to the rest of the community. So we thank you for all of the amazing beings here joining us live and also are recorded. So also, as being the intro here, I'm going to be handing it off. And eventually Seth will conduct his coherence meditation. And I've actually put together an audio that you can actually play along. If you have the ability to do this, by all means, go right ahead. Maybe a background a speaker, maybe another tablet or a phone, or if you are technically savvy and you can play that music in the background, these are certain frequencies that you can play in the background. Over here, you can just scan that QR code. That will take you to a YouTube link with some background frequency audio. And if you can't scan that QR code, you can go to bit.ly/EE audio. Okay, and then again, right here, sorry, this QR code right here will take you to that page. You can sign up email list, the form, and add your comments, and it has also the Zoom links as well. Anyway, coherence meditations, we do encourage this as a daily practice. Just spend a little time each day. Doesn't even need to be an hour. It can be a half hour. It can be 5 minutes. We also have actually 5 to 10 minute recordings that Seth has posted over on his Facebook page, and I believe that YouTube page as well. So anyways, guys, get comfortable, relax, maybe get some water with you, and let's get this show on the road. And Troy, awesome meeting you, buddy. I've been checking out your page, your Health Nut page, and like I said, I realize you're here in Phoenix. So do you have anything to add in during the intro here?
Well, I'm very grateful that Seth put this together, and we had a discussion the other day. I like to raise a lot of awareness online and really rattle the cage of humanity and wake people up, for lack of a better terminology. And I just see things getting weirder and weirder, and so I think that working in the spiritual realm is the only thing that's going to work at this point, personally. So I'm very happy to be here, and I'm happy that any of my friends from social media have been able to come over here as well. We sent out an email to my crew as well, and so I appreciate anyone that's here. So God bless everyone in this very big time of awakening.
Awesome.
Like they say, the great awakening recently. It is. It's so amazing that just we see all this, like this turn in the past 4 years, let's say. So, and then Seth, yeah, let's hear from you, buddy.
Well, thank you, Greg, as always, for keeping this all together and for Troy being willing to do this. And just so everybody knows, we do this for any event, any kind of catastrophic or even personal situations that people struggle with. We always try to accommodate everybody. But this situation in particular for me really hit home because I've gone down to that area, especially in Asheville, many times throughout my life. And I have dozens of friends who live there. And there's still, I haven't heard from 4 friends, they're just missing. And the ones that I have spoken to are reporting things that, I mean, they can't even speak. Their voice is trembling. They're just traumatized by what they're witnessing. And I'm not going to bother explaining that in detail because you can imagine what it would be like. So let's get right into this, because coming to terms with how we each can play a part in generating and healing energy and support. And it's not just all the metaphysical or the actual life force energy that we amplify internally and then collectively together send to all those who are suffering. It's also as a result of doing all this deep energy work, we're empowering people to make connections, because there's a lot of people I know who are going down there and physically offering aid, water, supplies, all kinds of stuff. And so by doing this, we're not just helping the people who are suffering down there, we're empowering them and all the others who are going down there to help them to be successful. So know that, and know that even though it's just me, Greg, and Troy here right now, there are thousands that are doing a lot right now. So it's the most beautiful thing to see all these people come together for the most tragic thing next to full-on war or genocide. And without getting into all the different speculative ideas and stories that likely play a part in it, but that we don't know, we can't guarantee. But what we do know is that each and every one of us has the ability to become conscious of the nature of our consciousness and own that, be that life force that we are, because within each and every one of us is literally this invisible, beyond genius intelligence, this life force. It's causing all the systems of our body to work together harmoniously, complex systems that take profound innate intelligence that is comprised of electromagnetic frequency. And this is what we really are, each and every one of us. And so many seem the last to know it. We have normalized being in a state of stress. And so now we're beginning to become aware and awake. And together we're going to normalize being in a state of physical heart and brain, whole body, whole soul or life force coherence, because that's when we bridge the conscious and the unconscious that we all are, but that we're functioning from such a limited perceptual viewpoint, but not anymore. So wherever you are, close your eyes and first relax all the muscles in your face. Because when you relax the muscles in your face, every point to all your vital organs, to all your glands, the points to every system in your body are on and in your face. And when you relax the muscles of the face, you literally can feel it systemically throughout your body. So you're totally relaxed. The muscles of your face are relaxed. And slow your breathing down. Deep, longer than normal inhales. Deep, longer than normal exhales. And without even really thinking about it, just create a rhythm of relaxed breathing that's deeper. And so as the muscles on your face are relaxed, as your breathing is slower and deeper, allow the rest of your body to be relaxed, or as much as it can be. And when you introduce the elements that we just talked about right now, your body can get so relaxed that you can feel micro tensions that maybe you didn't even know you were hanging on to. And so in this state of calm, you can be aware of those micro tensions and relax them into the relaxed, calm state of your body. And so here's what I feel the most important element to this relaxed, passive, calm state of being, which is keeping your awareness bright. Your body can be so relaxed that it's just so soothed, almost like it could go to sleep, but you are choosing to keep your awareness bright and lit up. And probably the best way to do that is to put an inner smile on your face. Or you can put a big smile on your face. Either way, because when you put that smile on your face, even if you feel sad, even if your heart is broken by anything that's happening in this situation or in your own personal life, when you put that smile on your face, you immediately change your body chemistry. And you're not faking it at all. You are simply choosing by choice alone to immediately change your body chemistry so that you feel more elevated. And feeling elevated while your body is relaxed and while you're breathing gently and slowly. When you combine these simple elements together, you return back to a state of being that we all came from, where there was purity of consciousness. When we were children, before we got traumatized or whatever happened to us, whatever impactful event that took us out of that place of initial awe and wonder, and to view the world with eyes and a heart filled with curiosity that most of us felt as children, and that we unconsciously and unknowingly traded in that beautiful, uplifted, childlike state of being for the stress of what we're told is a dog-eat-dog world, of a world that we're taught we have to work as hard as we can all the time just to pay the bills. And this message has been carried out to all of us through the languages that we speak, that even aren't necessarily our own languages, like English, for example. English is a wartime strategy language that we are conditioned to use in a specific way that so many others are also using in a specific way. And this locks us in to thinking and feeling patterns or loops of perceptual awareness, that the more we engage with this, the more we put another brick in the wall, the more we put another bar in our self imprisonment, and we don't even notice that we're doing it because everybody around us is. And even though we were all born with pure consciousness without any language, but purity of consciousness where we are in feeling mode, we are sensing reality, and it is easy to smile and feel elevated almost all the time. And so we know that we all came from that, and that it is still in us, but that we unconsciously traded in that beautiful childlike state of being for a normalized state of stress from low to mid to high grade upset 70 to 80% of our lives. This is literally the statistics. Most people spend most of their life in a perpetual state of upset, of fear, of all the things that we have been taught by perceiving reality from the outside in, meaning all the schools, all the languages, all the institutions, all of that has had such a huge influence on the development of our personality, of how we view ourselves in relation to everything external from us. But for most of us, what we were never taught is that the very life force, this invisible, beyond genius source of intelligence, of frequency that is animating the body, it's causing the heart to beat, that has itself together. It knows how to operate these bodies, again, whether we are awake or asleep. And when we choose to make a habit of allowing that part of us that we all have, that we all are, when we choose to let that influence us, suddenly all the old states of being revolved around stress, thinking, and feeling loops, suddenly that stuff doesn't have as much power over us. And so when we create this internal state of being of a very relaxed body with very bright self-awareness, and we sustain that, we literally become conscious and influenced by the energy that is causing our heart to beat. And when our consciousness, our self-awareness is syncopated to the beat of our heart so that we are in full communication with what is really happening. Not the news about all the chaos in the world, the real news, the real message, the real communication that we still are comprised of something so beyond powerful that if even a small percentage of us could become conscious of and sustain, this whole world would change in an instant. And maybe it already is. Maybe enough of us have began to realize what this life force energy is to the degree that we are sustaining it, that we are prioritizing knowing ourselves as this, that we are beginning to take this relationship between who we think we are and what we are, and honoring and engaging with that relationship as though it is the most important relationship of our lives. And for most of us, it is, because that's how we get here. And when we leave, that is what goes with us. And not only are we not separate from it here, we are already in full connection with it, but we just forgot. And so the more we come together and the more we remind each other of what we all truly all are, the better we can get at sustaining it. And when we get good at sustaining it, you practice, you keep doing it, one day you wake up and you realize, wow, you feel almost like a kid again. All the terror, all the horror, all the things in the world, it doesn't have the same effect on you anymore because you are in tune with what is really going on. And all of that is a byproduct of too many individuals, too many ancestors that for so long had all these issues that they never knew how to process and make sense of. And what if everything in the world came from unresolved personal karmic or intense issues that our ancestors couldn't face, that our friends and families' ancestors couldn't make sense of because they didn't know? So now we have the opportunity to remember and to create a relationship with what we all already are. And when we do that, And we wake up one day and we realize we are sustaining it. Suddenly we're not as afraid. Suddenly when things happen that are hurtful and painful, we're able to be present with it. We're able to feel and deal with trauma on the spot and not get addicted to it and hang on to it. We are not bypassing it. We are choosing to feel it fully from a place of sustained internal, whole brain, whole heart, whole body, whole soul coherence, meaning this life force that's causing the heart to beat is also the pulse that is felt everywhere in our body and around our body. And when we become influenced by that primarily instead of everything around us, that's when things really begin to change in our lives. And then when we see terrible things happening, we want to help. We feel empathy and compassion. And we bring ourselves up to the forefront of whatever it is that's happening because we know we've created this stability inside of us to look at and face and feel the things that most don't want to, because we have created an internal foundation of this sustained coherence. So with all of this in your heart and in your mind and in your gut, and feeling every system of your body communicating with each other, feeling your heartbeat in your chest, and getting so good at feeling that you can feel your pulse anywhere in your body. And with that inner smile, when you feel your pulse with the feeling of that inner smile, it breaks up blockages in your body. Just like what's happening in the Carolinas right now, there are blockages in people's bodies, in the roadways, in the systems. And some people have died. Others have been so traumatized that they don't even know how to make sense of it yet. And then there's many who were there, who witnessed all of this, who were affected by it to differing and varying degrees. And many of the people that I personally know down there have tremendous integrity. They're out there right now helping everybody that they can because that's what they're made of. They value and prioritize knowing themselves as this coherent life force energy that we all truly are, but that most of us have forgotten, but not anymore. And when we connect with others who are also doing the same or similar, we bring out the best in each other. All of that old patriarchy, competition, bullying of nonsense that is basically for certain individuals and companies' financial gain. None of that matters anymore when we stop giving our sweat equity to it. Because no matter how we live in this world, or no matter how anybody else lives in this world, yeah, that's the system. That's what's going on as it appears, but it's not what's really going on. And like we've shared, what is really going on is this miracle of life force that is beyond genius, intelligent, that when you consider it, when you connect to it, when you allow yourself to be aware of it, and you begin to feel what it's like when all this tension that you didn't even know you were holding in your body starts to relax, starts to release. When we stop doing things the way we normally do, we give this body a break. And when we relax and we observe this life force energy, we're not projecting our addiction to stress into it anymore. And as we observe this process and we become aware that the life force is beginning to return to a state of homeostasis or regulating homeostasis in the body, suddenly we start to feel good again. We start to feel alive. And we start to feel this creative feeling or sensation of really orgasmic bliss, because that is the energy that each of us have come into this world as. And it wasn't a one-time deal. That energy has countless different forms, and it is available to all of us, through all of us, for our entire life, if we choose to be as close to it as it already is to us. And so when we give this element of reality within the attention that it deserves, it pays attention that we're paying attention to it, and it lets us know that in all different ways. And when you experience an epiphany or a healing or a breakthrough, and you know that it came about because you chose to prioritize on the most important relationship of our lives, it lifts your confidence up. All the issues of self-worth that so many of us have experienced as a result of being exposed to these old patriarchal systems, that's the past. We don't have to let any of that hold power over us. And the more you love to learn the life force you are, you just naturally begin to love the personality you are, because you are loving its source. And when you love that source that you are, it filters into the person who got abused or traumatized as a kid, and that they hung on to it throughout their life. So right here, right now, if everybody here is all doing this together and we are sustaining it by breathing slowly, keeping our body relaxed, putting that little inner smile on your face and feeling it throughout your entire body, uplifting you, from that place, call on whatever your own angels or guides or life force, whatever you believe is your higher power. You are that higher power. And it is you, and it is with you. And by divine right, you have the ability to call on and connect to that part of you and sustain it in the personality that you are, because it is already all through your body. And you're just consciously integrating it. So from this place, let's envision and feel the people of the Carolinas and that whole area that have been affected, however great or small. Let's choose to feel like all of the support that they could ever need is already there. And if we choose to feel like the best outcome in that situation and in our own lives has already happened, and we get good at sustaining that, that's how we create. That's not faking it to make it. That is how we create reality. And it is simply a habit. And it might take time to get really good at that habit. But when you get good at it and you sustain it, then you witness the miracle of life that you know you truly are, and you see it in everybody and everything in the world around you. So feel these people in that area. Tune into their hearts and soul with eyes of compassion, with a heart filled with empathy, and choose to perceive this reality of what's happening. Take responsibility for how you perceive it and view it with that relaxed body and that bright self-awareness, and choose to feel the feelings of what it would be like if the best outcome for all of them has already happened. And as we go forward in this day, see if you can keep returning to this state of creative conditioning that you are choosing to feel, and come back later to the meditation that we're going to do again. And we're going to do something similar to this. And throughout the day, let's keep returning to these states. If you go out of it, totally okay, totally normal. When I go out of it, I've realized it's an opportunity for me to remember that I can get back into it. And when you literally approach anything and everything in your life in this way, it isn't scary things to avoid. It is lessons that are offering the opportunity for you to know how powerful you are or can be. Lessons of life, which is the best teacher, teaching us how to evolve beyond the unconsented, socially conditioned sense of self that we didn't know we temporarily accepted as normal. So rise above that. Sustain this feeling for your own being, and sustain the vision of it for all these people down there. And if you forget, keep coming back to it. And if you want to listen to this again, you can do that We're going to keep it on these social media networks. And this is it. This is where we begin to practice together. And some already have been doing that. But the more we network, the more we bring others together who are doing what we all are, that's how we become like an organism in the forest that is alive and bringing life force and thriving, a thriving ecosystem. When we all bring out the best in each other like this, we begin to function like a healthy ecosystem, not a broken, giant, clunky machine. That's so much of our world is created as. So if you want to stay in this state, you can hang up the call. And if you want to come out of it, take your hands, rub them together vigorously, create heat. And then when you're ready, take the palms of your hands, put them over your eyes so that you can perceive what is happening in the darkness. If you see something, if there's flashes of light, if there's anything that you notice, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And thank you, Troy. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And if you want to share this with everybody far and wide, please do. Like, love, tag, all of that. We're going to do it again later in a few hours. And we're going to keep doing it until a lot more relief becomes reality for all these people and for us.
Thank you so much for that reprogramming session, Seth. Thank you. I would actually like to show those photos that I didn't show during the intro, but let me share my screen really quick if you don't mind. And then we'll just do an outro, and I think we're good. So,
and if
yes,
anybody wants to share anything too, right?
Yeah. Just go ahead and raise your hand just down below. There's a reactions button on Zoom that you could just click on that and raise your hand. Feel free to. I can't see that screen right now, so if you can see it, pull that over. So yeah. I mean, this is the I just these are some of the same photos that you sent to me, but I collected this one right here that shows that path, and right through Florida, Georgia. I used to live in Knoxville, Tennessee, just for a little bit during, of all things, another storm that came through. But yeah, North Carolina, you can see the pictures, and I don't want to discount Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, and this whole path is just devastating. It's really sad to hear or see this. Now, one of my brother's old childhood friends actually lives in Asheville, and I went through Asheville too, and he's okay right now. He actually does say that the help, I don't know if FEMA help or whoever, but the help has been outstanding over in his area. So not too sure about other areas, but these are some of the photos. Some guy filling out gas, and some of the shore fronts right there. That's the path. Here we go. Here we got a couple more. Just imagine, like, man, your home and everything just going to obliteration, and you got to try to recover yourself and get your financials back together, and your insurance. And I've actually coordinated a lot of damages during storm restorations with insurance companies, and they could be very, very picky on contract verbiage. Saying like, well, you got flood insurance, but this was caused by a storm, so we don't cover that. Okay. So pretty crazy stuff. But just look at all this. I think most of these photos are North Carolina. Has the water receded a lot? Do we
Yeah.
know? It has.
Yep. It has in a lot of the areas.
Yeah, and this is a looks like a gymnastics school, and this is Asheville. So wow, there's a place that I went in Nashville, Wild Wing Cafe. I wonder if they're probably underwater, literally. um, yeah, that's pretty crazy. So those are just a handful of pictures that I have, guys. Let me stop this screen sharing if I can find that. So, but yeah, guys, like Seth said, we have the recording on social media outlets. So it's our collective consciousness and our efforts that we can direct our thoughts and intent to North Carolina, to Georgia, to Florida, Tennessee, or out east there. So let's do it, guys. And I mean, there have been studies on this too. You know, if you can picture a swath, you know, they've actually, you know, tapped into, I don't know, like the Schumann resonance or something, or the Zenic wave or something, you know, and they've seen that tremendous things actually have happen when you have a community or collective consciousness and everything directed at one particular target. So,
May I ask a question? Or,
yes,
sorry, make a comment?
yes, aloha.
Hi, my name is Paula. I'm living in Connecticut right now, but I'm from California. So I do every Sunday, I do a meditation at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Can I talk about that really briefly?
Absolutely.
Okay, so 1 p.m. Eastern time, which I believe is 10 a.m. Pacific time. We do this Sunday meditation with Art Geiser, and Art has created this, he calls it Energetic Spa LP or something like that. And he teaches about the miracle aspect of ourselves, the properties of NLP. So it's like heart coherence with neuro-linguistic programming, with Reiki healing, like it's all of those like rolled into one. And we send out the healing to the whole planet. And then we do like an upgrade on ourselves, and it's calling in the miraculous self. So if anybody's interested in NLP, join us at 1, and it's and I'm not getting paid to promote this thing at all. Like it's not, and it's you go to oh, what is it called? The link. Sorry, I'll think of it in a second. Oh, healtheworldfromyourlivingroom.com. You go there to register.
Awesome. Hey, Paula, could you do us a favor also? And could you send us a right over here on this link right here? I'm awake now what.com/Helene. We actually have a form down there. So if you can also send a comment, just send us a message along with that. We can always disseminate. We're trying to collect a lot of information too. We're trying to gather a lot of the community together, and we actually we do some fun stuff here also
Cool.
in our Tuesday
and what
meditations.
Are you asking for me?
We actually have these little Tinker Toys, but these Seth found online, and really soon he's going to do not a Tuesday meditation on this. I think Seth, you're going to do some recordings and post this out, but this is a stethoscope that you can listen to your heart as. Although it's a little toy, I mean, you can actually hear your heart. So there's some pretty cool things there. And then one of the things that he's done recently, and a lot of people are turned on to this technology, it's called EE system. And essentially it's a bunch of TVs that emit certain frequencies, and it does certain things to frequencies in the body and everything else. And he just started up a couple weeks ago, and he found a holistic place in town there in Maine.
They found me.
Or they found you, yeah. You know, but it's been just amazing to experience the EE system and the frequencies, and just sitting there and, you know, in that state of mind, along with the coherence meditation. So yeah, it's great to hook up with like-minded people.
Somebody's got their hand up.
And I see Aloha
Yeah,
from Wisconsin. Aloha.
Yes, thank you everyone so much. Nice meeting you, Seth. Thanks for the emails last night. Super sweet. So I do follow the Mayan calendar. Jaguar is my Tricana shamanism, intercessor. I do home hospice. I'm super concerned about what happened to all of our elder care facilities, because if I would have had to move my dad up to a second floor, that would have been impossible. And I would have just stayed on the bottom floor with him, and I would have gone out with him. So today, interestingly enough, today is the blue cosmic monkey. And the mantra for today is, I endure in order to play, transcending illusion. I seal the process of magic with the cosmic tone of presence. I am guided by the power of vision, which is so critical as we've moved into this 5D. What is your vision for the future? Because that imprint is what we are going to see immediately now. If you're not ready to step into that already now in your vision, it's not going to happen. There's no reason to wait. To image something, your imagination is incredibly powerful, and we have to keep using that. I also want to let you know that the oracles that support the blue cosmic monkey today are from midnight to sunrise. It was the yellow star, which supports us in our star seed essence. Then from sunrise to noon is the blue eagle, which guides us to balance, service to others, and personal rejuvenation. So for so many of us, whether we're boots on the ground over there, we're an Air Force family, so I really appreciate that service, but we're all in service. And to balance that service to others with that oxygen mask on ourselves is so critical. Then from noon to sunset is the red dragon, which challenges us to communicate our needs, our feelings, and our desires. And then from sunset to midnight, it's the white dog, which reminds us to free ourselves from emotional drama. So critical. I want to thank you, Troy. I purchased this based on seeing your necklace worn. I couldn't get the one you had, so I had to get this projector, and I wear it all the time. And just think, I know, seeing you wearing it reminded me to grab it from underneath my pyramid there and put it on. So thank you so much. Much love to all of you, and aloha.
Well, thank you. What a beautiful sharing. Yep.
I do see the comments. Thank you for sending all those guys. I saw some links posted and images, so we'll check those out. But if you want to also fill out that form, tell us what you have, and we can always disseminate some things to the rest of the community. Okay. Any other thoughts, questions? Anybody has a question, anything put out? Just go ahead and react and raise your hand. We'll put you on. Otherwise, what do you think, Seth, Troy?
Yeah.
We're good to go. And we have another one of these guys at 3 p.m. Pacific and 6 p.m. Eastern. Any closing thoughts, remarks, anything? Troy, over to you.
Again, I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I look forward to coming back at 3 as well, my time. And yeah, keep the vibes high, and keep the prayers strong. We are awakening. We are going into, there are miracles coming. We are the miracle that we're looking for. We are the sound of reason. And so, yeah, I like the coherence and keeping the vibration high and in the moment. And yeah, we're going through a great awakening. So stay tuned, guys.
How about we are the one? I love it. I love it. All right, off to you, Seth.
So yeah, you know, for everybody who can do it, just keep returning back to that state of, it's not just envisioning it, it's literally, and this is the work too, is to feel like it has already happened. Sometimes that takes creating in your imagination, like if a great healing event happened, what would it look like? Who would be there? How would it feel? The more you put all these details together and you form a picture of it in your imagination, and you charge that picture by feeling, like this is already done. We're not trying to do something. We have done it. And the things that happen for those who can get good at doing that, that's when things happen quick. So try to keep practicing that as much as you can. And we're going to do it tonight. And we're probably going to do more this week as well. So
Love it. All right.
Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you. Thank you, everyone. And we will see you hopefully later today.